Is all that stuff in between your speakers messing up the sound or the stereo performance of your audio system? Now, I know that a lot of what I'm going to say, people are going to go, well, yes, but I don't have an option, or, what about home theater? Obviously, my TV is going to go there, my center channel. Absolutely. I understand that this is going to be for a subset of people who have the option, the space to do this, but also it really is more in the context of a pure two-channel stereo system, which I know many people still have. What I'm trying to point out here is that many times I'll see very, very, high-end audio setups, and there'll be a massive equipment rack sitting right between the speakers. It's tall, has all the equipment on it, and for environments where there's, a home theater system, obviously the television is normally going to be between the speakers. The problem is that all of that stuff, all of those things in between the speakers is actually impacting performance. And in most cases, it's in a negative way. It's going to play with bass resonances. It's going to also impact, to a certain extent, cause some reflection because of, if you have a wide dispersion pair of speakers, there can be reflections off of all of that equipment or whatever is between the speakers. Anecdotally, I will mention that some of the best systems that I've ever had and I've ever set up have had nothing between the speakers, have literally been an empty void. Maybe in an ultra high-end systems, a couple of amplifiers that are on very, very, small pads or small stands in between the speakers, but those are really out of the way and down on the floor. Now, I can again hear you saying, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, in the context of a home theater system, many people will have the possibility to actually have the equipment rack itself off to the side somewhere else in the room and not right between the loudspeakers. You can put your center channel then on a dedicated stand, maybe even one that has an angle or tilt, which is also going to result in better center channel performance. A center channel, stuck on a shelf or sitting on top of a cabinet is never going to perform as well as one that's freestanding on a stand. Many people don't think about that because they see in most home theater setups the center channel sitting there on a cabinet or in a shelf in the middle. So if you can get that equipment rack off to the side, that's perfect. Now, what about the TV? Well, obviously, if there's no cabinet or rack there between the speakers, the TV's got to be wall mounted, and preferably, again, instead of an articulating mount, which usually make the TV sit further off of the wall, what you want is something with the smallest profile you can get. What about, I can't do anything about it, my rack's got to be there, my television is sitting on top of it. I've mentioned in previous videos, you can try putting, a heavy blanket or something, draping it over the television set, and see what happens to the overall imaging and bass performance of your system. It can actually make a huge difference in some setups. So try it out. I mean, if you find that works, you could get a nice woven thing with an image on it, a rug or something like that. Just be mindful that you want something obviously soft that's not going to scratch your screen. For those people that have the option of, it's a separate two-channel system and there's no TV in play, absolutely, if you can get the equipment rack away from the speakers, that is ideal. And again, I know many people are going to say, well, that's the only place that I can put it. Well, obviously, you have no choice there, but for people that do, it's an interesting thing that you can experiment with. Because like I said, the best systems I've ever set up have been in system settings where I don't have to have anything placed in between the main speakers. So I hope that tip is, of interest and maybe will help some of you. And as always, I appreciate your comments and thank you for watching.